Welcome to Any Connector Audio Insights, where operations meet intelligence. This is Ethan Cole. Today we're talking about a data problem that doesn't always look like a problem. Nothing crashes. Reports still run. Dashboards still load. And yet, the business keeps losing time, trust, and money. Because the data isn't wrong enough to trigger an alarm. It's just almost accurate. Let's get started. There's an obvious kind of data failure. Payroll doesn't run. A report won't load. A system goes down. Everyone knows something is broken, and fixing it becomes urgent. But almost accurate data is different. It's the employee classification that's slightly off. The revenue number that doesn't quite match between two reports. The customer record carrying an old address from a previous sync. Individually, these don't look catastrophic, but they create a much bigger problem over time. Because the business continues moving forward on information it can't fully trust. This is where the cost starts to build. A payroll manager spends hours reconciling small discrepancies before every pay run. A finance team validates weekly numbers manually before sharing reports. A support team works from customer information that's 2 updates behind and takes longer to resolve a simple issue. None of these look like major failures, but they create friction everywhere. Extra checks, delayed decisions, more room for human error. And perhaps the most expensive part, teams start accepting these workarounds as normal. That's the hidden operational cost of almost accurate data. Not one dramatic failure, just hundreds of small inefficiencies quietly compounding across the business. This is where many businesses get caught off guard. They assume that if systems are integrated, the data should be consistent. But connected systems don't automatically create trusted data. Sync cycles happen at different times. Field mappings don't always update when business rules change. Legacy records remain in the system. Duplicate records still exist. And transformation logic can introduce errors without anyone noticing. So yes, the systems are technically connected, but the data still doesn't fully reconcile. And once that happens, teams slow down. They stop trusting reports. They ask for manual validation. And every decision takes longer because nobody wants to act on numbers they don't fully believe. The real damage shows up when almost accurate data influences decisions that are expensive to reverse. Staffing decisions made on inconsistent scheduling data can lead to overstaffing, understaffing, or compliance exposure. Inventory decisions based on mismatched stock counts create stockouts or excess carrying costs. Leadership decisions based on reports that don't reconcile cleanly can push the business in the wrong direction. And what makes this even harder is that the root cause is often misdiagnosed. A payroll issue looks like a payroll process problem. A fulfillment delay looks like an operations issue. A bad customer experience looks like a service problem. But the source may actually be inconsistent data upstream. And because the symptoms show up somewhere else, businesses often underinvest in fixing the real issue. The good news is that almost accurate data is fixable. But it requires treating data accuracy as an infrastructure issue, not just a reporting issue. First, businesses need visibility. They need to know where data inconsistencies are happening, which system introduced them, and whether the problem is timing, transformation logic, duplicate records, or bad source data. Second, integrations need to do more than move information. They need to enforce the rules that keep data consistent as it moves between systems. That means validation, field mapping logic, timing controls, and governance around how records are updated. Because the goal isn't just to keep systems talking, it's to make sure they're telling the same truth. At Any Connector, we believe integration should create confidence, not caveats. Because almost accurate data isn't close enough when payroll, scheduling, reporting, inventory, and customer experience all depend on it. The businesses that move faster aren't just the ones with connected systems. They're the ones that can trust the data flowing through them. Thanks for listening to Any Connector Audio Insights. Stay sharp, stay ahead. I'll see you in the next one. This is your host, Ethan Cole.